Okay, let's go to chat page and I'll click संभाल गरम है यहाँ से जाओ. Okay, I'll select the user and I'm able to chat with this user. I'm able to paginate. I can change the user and still I'm able to chat with this user, and I can go with the pagination also. So we will also add the filter part here. So let's add the filter part now. So if I go to result container, I should be able to do the filtering like we did here. Here, this is the filter part which we did. Similar to this, we will do the filter part there. So I will go to my chat one, and in the messages.js, I will. So this is my messages. Let's add filtering above it. I'll create a row. Inside row, I'll create a column of 12, and then I'll close the div tag. And here I am putting the filter term. And once I start the filtering, I will change the page number to 1. So page number initially is 1. When we do filtering, we have to reset the page number to 1. So we are doing on change page number equal to 1. So let's create one more parameter here in the state, that is a filter term. Initially it will be null. Let's see now. Okay, so I get this filter by to attached to the button. So maybe we can put the BR tag, not here, void. I'll put the BR tag, so it should be little bit. Yeah. So now if I do filtering, actually the records which matches this filter should only be visible. So if we go to results container, this is the one which we did the filter results. Let's copy it, and in the messages.js, we have m array converted. We should do before m array converted. So it should be here in the, not here. It should be in the my array. Filtering should be done in the my array. This records also is having the all the rows, so we can do filtering on this also. Let's try to do in this one and see if everything is going fine. Otherwise, we will change the position. So if we have filtered term, so we check if state dot state of filter term is there, then I will take the records is equal to records dot filter, and here I pass the record. I don't need this part, and I'll check with the record dot what are the values I need to see in the chat. What are the values we need to check? So maybe I can see. I don't see it here, so maybe we can go here and see what are the things we need to take care of. So we need to take care of only the message part. Rest, or I don't care. Only the message part is important. So I will check if record dot message dot to lowercase dot index of this dot state dot filter term dot lowercase is greater than equal to 0. So I need to only check one condition here, and that is this condition. I don't need any other condition. Then I'll return true. So now I will check here what is the record before filtering and what are the records after filtering. That one. So if I search something, for example, B, okay, there is some error. Console is not a function. Console.log. It should be console.log. Okay. Now if I do DFD, you will see records before and after. So this is a before, we get 22, and after we get only 8 records. So we are able to see 2 pages with 8 records. And if I remove it, I get all the records. Let's search something different. DDD. It's a 1, 2, 3. And I get only 5 records. So this way we can search all the chat. So just add this functionality. First add this filter term in the state. बस गरम है Sorry. So did you hear this last point? We can create the, without div tag, I can directly put this input tag. So I just put br tag and the input tag. No need for div tag. Ta. Samba.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now I'll just test it whether it's working, and then let's move to other points. Now I'll tell you why we created this part. So if I was taking this part only, this part is not giving results with the splice. So whenever we want to do splice, we have to create another object from the same object, and for that we have to we have to convert it into the string, and then we have to convert from string to the object to create a clone of this one. So this is called cloning. Generally, if I do records, like if I do var records is equal to this.props.records, then we are not really cloning it. We're just using the same object because it is referencing to the same object. Then it will not work. So what we have to do, we have to break the reference. So first we have to convert it into the string, then we have to convert it into again object, and we have to save it in the new variable, and then we have to use the new variable throughout the page. Otherwise, it will not work because cloning only occurs when we do this part. This is the way to clone an object. And if I do like this, it will not work. This is not the right way to do cloning. It will only take the reference of this point and it will break. So it will not work. So we have to clone it, and for cloning, we use this statement. So this is it's all about a filter. Let's move to the other part of the project. We did pagination, we did filtering, and we are able to go to the different users. Now I want to see here the bubble kind of thing. That is, let's say if this user sends me the message, I should be able to see 1, 2, 3 counter like this. So to see the counter, we will set the counter. So now we will do counter. That is, here we will set the counter. So when this user is sending me the message, I need the counter. And when I send the message to him, he needs the counter. So only one person needs the counter at one time, either I or him. So if we go to the chat.js, not this one, inside the modules chat.js, in the send message function, I create the first object in the messages and I put it into the Firebase. Then I create the second object and I put it in the chat users path and I put in the Firebase. Then I created next object, third object, and I put it inside the messages one only. So this third one goes to messages only. Then I created the fourth object and I put it inside the chat users. So initially two messages, two object, one this and this goes into the from user ID to user ID. And other two messages, that is this object and this object, goes into the to ID to from ID. Now if I send message to Ambi Ahuja, I want to increase the counter for Ambi Ahuja, not for me. So that when Ambi Ahuja looks into the chat, he should see the badge here. That is one number, one message is there or two messages there. Okay, so let's go here. And let's put localhost 3. So this one is Ambi Ahuja. So when Ambi Ahuja sends the message to me, I should see the bubble here. He will not see the bubble. I will see the bubble. So you tell me, where should I put the bubble logic? This is from user ID to user ID. And this is to user ID to from user ID. Where should I put the logic so that I should see the bubble on my screen? Let's say Ambi sends the message and I want to see the bubble. So whether I will put in the first part or I will put in the second part.
Second part.
We will be putting second part, because if I'm writing this message and if I put in the first part, that means it will go inside my directory. It will not go his directory. I want that to go to the his directory structure, not my directory structure. So we have to put the bubble in the second part. And we will be putting the bubble inside the chat users structure, because messages will be too long and it will be difficult to pass the messages, but chat users will be the easy, and we have to show here in the chat users. So we will be putting the bubble in the chat users path. So to put the bubble, I will do following changes. So look here what I am doing the changes. So this one is to object. Okay, we have display name, image, updated day, ID, and then I say I create this part, Firebase database, reference, child, and I set the T object. So here, probably this part, I want to create one more parameter, maybe something kind as count. And I will fill maybe 10 number or 1 number or depending like that. So, but I will not do here. I will create another kind of function. So for now, I will comment this part, because right now I don't want this one. I will create another reference. Maybe I will say var to reference is equal to this reference will be this part, Firebase reference URL 2 child to user ID to from user ID. I will not put the set part now, only I will select up till here and I will put it in this reference variable. So we have a reference variable as a to reference. Now what I will do, I will say I will create another variable called as maybe you can say to reference counter, something like that. And this one will be, it will go to reference, and inside to reference it will go inside that, and it will go inside that as a child, and to reference child will be CNT. If I save this whole object inside this part, then after UID, child will be display name, image, updated date, ID. And if I want count also, so I can add one count also. So if I say to reference dot child, it is nothing but the one more part of this one, maybe called as child, CNT 30 for example. But I am isolating count here as a separate than this 4. But in reality, this all 4 are in the same level as count. So what I did, I created one common level, that is this one, and inside that I will save this T object, that is we have key value pair, key value pair, key value pair, key value pair, and count is also one of the key value. Count is also one of the key value pair, but I am separating count here because I want to get one count from the previous value and I want to add one more and I have to save it. Since I want to add from the previous value, I am separating the counter from rest of these 4 parts. Otherwise, I could have also said it like this, count equal to 1. But since I want to get the previous value and then add one more, so I'm separating the count in the separate reference. So it will be clear once you will, we will go little further. And now I will check what is the value in this count. So to check the value in the counter, I will say to reference counter dot once value, and here I will say passing snapshot. I will create arrow function, and here I will say snapshot, and here I will get the counter value. So I can say var count equal to snapshot dot val, and if I don't have any counter value CNT, I will make CNT equal to 0. So initially it will be 0, and I will then add the counter with the plus plus, that is I will add one more whatever was the previous value, and now I will save this counter inside this object. So I will say T object dot CNT is equal to CNT. So right now I am adding one CNT. Instead of adding it here, we are adding it here. To object is this to object, and I put one counter and it will be this counter. And then what I will do, I will go to this reference, to reference, and I will say dot set, and in the setting I will say this T object. So now what was the difference between this part and this few lines of the code? Here I was creating one object and I was directly putting inside this path. But in here I isolated the path. This is the path, and I isolated the counter. Then I go here and see what is the value of the counter. Once I get the value of counter, if the counter is initially there is no counter, so initially I will get no counter, so I will make the counter 0. Then I will add the counter to 1 plus, and then I will update this object with the counter key, and the value will be this counter, whatever value I am getting from this calculation. And in the last, instead of using this, I will just say to reference dot set object. So this whole object will be now saved here. So this way, whatever value of the counter was previously, I am adding one more to it here, and I'm saving ultimately the results here. So let's see in the practical case how it goes. So this is my chat with the Ambi Ahuja, and here I'm chatting here with him. So now what I will do, let's refresh the page. Now what I will do, I will put one message, ABC. Once I send ABC, ABC is appearing here. Now let's see what is the database change. So in the chat users, you will see I got the counter of 1, which is here. Let's if I add one more chat message. I see this new message is coming here, and I will see the counter has become 2, because previously it was 1, I added got 1. Since I am chatting with this guy, I am getting counter 2, and I should get this counter on this users because this one is chatting, and I am getting counter here. Now only thing is I want to show that counter here. So whenever I am adding some message here, I am adding this counter here. So if I go here now, it is saying counter equal to 4. Now let's try to, and here you don't see counter. But if I type something here and reply it, you will see counter has come 1 on this also. So this Ambi Ahuja, here he will see this Manish with the counter of 1, and here he will see counter of, here he will see the counter of, now it's gone, counter is gone because it got overwritten by thing. So we need to fix that one also. Okay, let's first show this one and then we will fix that one also. So I will put this message, and then and then we have counter of 1 here, and the counter from here is gone. We will fix that counter part again in few minutes. So once that guy is written some message, we need to show this counter here. So, and this counter is in the CNT variable, which we will get in the chat users. So before I go further, delete this line of the code, which is after to object, delete this line and add these few lines of the code. Now I will display the badge here. To display the badge here, I will go to the chat users. I will go to chat users, and here I will call the badge. So to call the badge, I can say import badge from React Bootstrap, and I will call this badge here in the page. So I will say so where we have this b tag display name. Here I will say I will start with the curly bracket, and here I will say value.id. So here I will say if value.cnt is there, and use and if this count is available, then I will show the badge. So badge will be shown like this, badge, and it should be the capital B, and badge will end here. This is the bootstrap badge, so you don't have to write any class, and I will say value.cnt. So if this is present, if this is not null, if this is greater than 0, then make the badge of value.cnt, whatever value it is, just show this badge. So right now I am able to see one number. Let's try to I am getting this too close to the B tag. I should get little space between, yeah. So I got a space now between these two. Now let's see if I add one more here. I get 2 number here. I get 3 number here. And now if I chat with another user, if I chat with this, if I say DDFT, so you will see web development is able to see 1, 2, 3. So like this, he will be able to see this badges here. Now if I type this one, okay, let's type this one. So once I type this one, the badge from this year gone because count is deleted, because we have count here. If you see, count is here, and here we don't have count, so it got deleted, and it's fine also, because once I start typing, I don't want to see the badge. That means I already chatted with this guy. And if I click this one, and if I type and do something, then it's gone, and it's fine because I am already done with chatting with this guy. Or I can also say count null, but it's fine. It automatically becomes null. So put this one, you already did, right? This one. Okay. Now what we will do, we will also show the time here, what time this got called. So we will show this time also. So let's do that one. So I go to the chat users, and first I will call import time ago from dot 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 utilities functions.js file. So this is a time ago I will call, and then I will display this time ago here. So I will say time ago will be, so inside this for loop, I will say var str time is equal to time ago, and I pass the value dot updated date. So every time we chat with someone, we update this value. So we will say str time to this one, because if you see here in the chat users, we are updating with this updated date. So whenever I chat with someone, I update this date. So I use this date to see how long I chatted with that guy. And after badge, I will say br tag, and after br tag, I will create a div tag with variable str time, and I close this div tag. So here I can see 2 minutes ago, and here also 2 minutes ago. Let's chat once more time and see. Once I say message, it's saying 0 seconds ago, and I get this one. And then I click this one, and if I message him, I can see this patch is getting removed and 0 seconds is there. If I click this and I type something, it becomes 0 second now, this one. And here I will be able to see this too. And I'm able to see this one message. Like this, we will be changing the badge from this to this guy and that guy to this guy. So now go to the chat users and add the time ago part, and also first add this in the import, and then I'll give you 2 more statements. Okay, now add this str time inside this map function. Now display the badge and str time. Also, have you added this badge? Otherwise, add this badge part also. I forgot if you have added. And then add this badge part after the b tag and the str time. Okay, so that's it for today. Any questions on this one?